Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bangers, Bops, and Banter. This is episode 35, I think.
Yeah.
35. Um, yeah. I'm one of your hosts, Joe. I'm here with my co-host, Brendan.
Hi, I'm the co-host Brendan.
And we have a guest today.
I'm the editor-in-chief, Jason.
Wow, okay. Taking the responsibility quickly.
Jason tells us what to do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All our content goes through Jason, actually.
Yeah.
Not a good reflection on me, you might say.
Yeah. All right. We got a cool episode coming up for you. First, we got some music and movie news. After that, we're going to be talking about the Yves Tumor album Heaven to a Tortured Mind. You saw me fucking put my arms up to my head when I said that because I was like, am I pronouncing it right? I'm not sure.
That's what we're going with.
And then finally, we're going to be discussing the film Moonlight, directed by Barry Jenkins, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's jump on into it.
Let's hit it, boppers.
Let's smash that like button, boppers.
Share it with your friends.
We're not calling our limited fan base the boppers.
Comment below. Do you want to be called the boppers?
Yes. Please comment below about how you want to be called the boppers. And just to spite Brendan.
Bopper Nation! Sorry. Alright, let's get it.
Alright. So, first in music news. The FTC has fined 3 New York ticket resellers $3.7 million in the first case brought under Obama anti-scalping legislation. They're finally using it.
Yeah.
They're using it.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the original civil penalty judgment amounted to $31 million before it was reduced due to the reseller's inability to pay. I'm glad this is being used because fuck scalpers. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Stop it. Well, I mean, they're just exploiting capitalism, but
yep.
Whatever. Please stop. It would be nice if you didn't do it. Because, hey, maybe you'll get sued for $31 million.
Or less if you can't pay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it sound less bad,
No.
I mean, $3.7 million is still a pretty significant amount.
Were these major reselling businesses?
Let me check. This is what happens when you just read the headline because you wanted to get news stories for your cool podcast.
We really put in the effort to this podcast, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. It's 3 companies specifically. So, Just in Time Tickets Incorporated, Cardism Corp. It's a fucking stupid fucking name. And Concert Specials Inc. And their principals. Their principals? What are their principals? Okay. Their principals, Evan. I'm just going to say the first names. Evan, Simon, and Steve. Yeah.
Poor Evan, Simon, and Steve.
Oh, yeah.
For them.
That's I didn't know, I wonder how you operate, a scalping business like that.
Bots.
Are they websites? Are they
I'm guessing
people onto the streets?
I'm guessing they're websites and they just buy up tickets with bots and then resell them. Yeah.
Good.
Next next in music news, Soulja Boy has been sued for assault and sexual battery.
No.
How am am I gonna listen to Crank That Soldier Boy guilt free now?
Is this
I
something
can't.
that he faced criminal trial for before?
Um,
I'm guessing because it's a civil suit now, right?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if he has. Soldier Boy was sued today for assault and sexual battery by a woman who claims to have been in a relationship with the rapper that developed while she was working as his personal assistant. The blast reports and documents viewed by Pitchfork confirm.
Whoa.
Oh, um, the rapper is also being sued for false imprisonment, infliction of emotional distress, gender violence, a hostile work environment, failure to pay minimum wage, unpaid overtime and reimbursements, inaccurate wage statements, and more.
That's a bit. That's a bit much, Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like he was a very good person to work for.
Yeah.
Geez, Soldier Boy, get it together, man.
I guess for the record, Soldier Boy denies these claims, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh man, but you're gonna be excited for this. So, the reoccurring characters of the show, Trapt, are back.
Yes.
They're back. This time, in an interesting turn of events, the band's drummer has quit
Okay.
over the lead singer Chris Brown's
Ex lead singer, right?
Yeah, ex lead singer. I guess at this point, I don't actually know because it was like he no longer had access to their like main account, but I don't know if he's like still part of the band or not. I think they let go of him. I don't remember entirely, but yeah. He says the stances taken and publicly received as a result are not representative of myself. So good on the drummer.
Yeah.
Good job, you. Trapt.
We love Trapt here.
They're so amazing. They have, maybe one of, maybe top 5 all time record.
Yep.
With Shadow Work.
You should watch our end of the year 2020 lists and check out our ratings for Shadow Work.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're they're on there. I promise you.
Yep. Number 1 for both of us. It was unanimous. Just how good Shadow Work is.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to movie news. Do you guys like the Willy Wonka?
Oh god,
I love him.
Willy Wonka, especially when he's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's the best version of Willy Wonka.
Of course,
for sure. Well, get ready to enjoy Willy Wonka. His origins
as Johnny Depp.
There's no.
Damn it.
There's a Willy Wonka origin film that's going to be coming out in 2023. So get hyped. There's apparently it'll be interesting. I know in the book there's like more stuff about Willy Wonka's like origins. It's all like a lot of it's really racist in the book. Like literally the Oompa Loompas are like they're black people, like basically. So it will be interesting to see what will happen. Apparently Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet are being considered for
the young Willy Wonka
role. Yeah.
Interesting.
I could not picture either of them in that role.
I see Timothy Chalamet. I see Chalamet. He kind of got the look. He got the curly hair.
He's not like weird enough though.
I felt like I've seen like Chalamet in more like serious roles, I guess. But also he was, I don't know if you guys have seen Little Women, but he was very like goofy and out there and kind of just like very awkward to watch, but in an endearing way. So maybe he could fill that role pretty well.
Yeah.
This is My Time to Plug Little Woman, though. Great friggin' movie by Greta Gerwig.
Man. Yeah. I'm just saying, where's Nick Cage? Nick Cage
Right.
should be considered for this role.
The young Willy Wonka, played by Nick Cage in his 50s
Yes.
at this point, right?
Yeah.
Who's
Please.
the kid who played that little boy in Stuart Little? You know?
I know Little Boy and Stuart
Macaulay
Little. I don't know
Culkin.
the actor.
Well, you know, what's he, like,
You
33
just get
or something
Macaulay
like that?
Culkin, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably fill in. You know how, like, they had, like, flashback scenes to Willy Wonka's childhood in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Like, the newest one? Johnny Depp?
I haven't seen it because I don't want to.
I haven't seen it since
so.
I was a kid.
Okay. Well, I wonder if they're just gonna, like... He had a pretty shitty childhood, by the looks of it, as is displayed in that movie, so...
Damn.
I don't know.
I don't think they're doing childhood. They're doing, like, young adult.
Yeah.
That's true.
Early, like,
Right.
around 20s, it seems. At least judging by the actors there.
Well, I don't know. I feel like both Timothy Chalamet and Tom Holland can get away with playing like teenagers pretty easily.
I mean, what, Chalamet's... He's the Dune lead, right? And he's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's supposed to be 15 years old, so...
Yeah. I mean, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and he's like 15 in the films,
Yep.
but he's like in his 20s in real life.
No, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they pass by well, but that's just like high school films. All the actors like 20 or 30 years old.
I disagree. Well, I think Tom Holland passes as Spider-Man like easily. Like he easily passed as 15. I literally thought he was a teenager until I like looked up how old he was, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, certainly way better than in like the like Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, where everyone is like in their 20s clearly in high school.
They gotta get Zendaya as the love interest, though. I just realized Zendaya's the love interest in Spider-Man. Zendaya's the love interest in Dune. So.
Oh,
let's
damn.
Go.
Yeah. All right. Is Jason? Is he okay?
You said he was kind of back.
Oh, okay. Well, moving on in sort of movie news, I guess. I don't know. Harry Potter's getting a live action TV series.
Let's go.
Wow.
Everybody cares.
It's in the extremely early stages of development. What are they gonna do for this?
I don't know. Devoid themselves of J.K. Rowling, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like, just have fun with it. Do like a Charmed reboot, but with Harry Potter. Let's go.
And do a Friends reboot, but Harry Potter universe. And just everyone hangs out in like the Gryffindor lounge, and it's like, throw in Urkel or some shit. I don't know. Someone just says like, "Did I make a zitcom?" Basically.
That'd be honestly funny.
There's not even like a pitch for the show yet. Like it's just the executives at HBO Max just want someone to make the show.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder. I mean, there's like the Harry Potter video game thing. That's
make it based off the Lego video games. Lego Harry Potter. Fucking fun.
Let's go. Can we do? It's like do like bad translations, where it's like someone writes a screenplay based off the Lego Harry Potter video games, and then someone creates a Lego Harry Potter video game based off of that screenplay, and then you do that like 20 times, and then you take the final screenplay and you make that into the TV show.
I think it could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are looking for a pitch, so maybe you could hit up HBO Max. You know?
I think we have that kind of, credibility backing us that we could really get our foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Finally, in movie news, Richard Kelly, who's the director of Donnie Darko and important to the story, Southland Tales, says he's working on a 6-hour-long director's cut of Southland Tales.
That's a long cut of movie.
For the record, the original film is like 2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm aware it's already like a pretty long film, but 6 hours is a lot.
No, I'm saying it's not very long in comparison.
I mean, in comparison, yeah.
It's not like this is
longer
like
than average, but
it's not like this is like a 4-hour film or some shit.
No, yeah.
And they're just like cutting it, like putting in a bunch of extra stuff. No, it's like, wow, impressive.
Very.
Why would you do this?
I'm sure he has like some grand idea. I don't know. His movies are pretty good, so.
I don't know about the Southland Tales there,
I've never
buddy.
seen that one.
It has, if you go on like Letterboxd, it like the bar is like straight, like it's literally straight across.
Very controversial.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, that's it. That's it for the news. With that, we will move on to the album for this week.
Little album to talk about. Jason, you want to talk about the album?
Oh,
you picked it.
Yeah, the album. The album is Yves Tumor. Their Heaven to a Tortured Mind. It's a genre-bending album. Very funky, rocky, poppy album. That, you know, I don't really know what to say about it. It's cool.
If you've never
does a lot of
to
things,
it, and like you like Tyler the Creator or something like that, check this out. I feel like it's kind of in the same crossover.
Yeah, it's super unique. This was like number 8 or something on my year-end list, or somewhere in there. I absolutely love this record. It just takes so many different genres and creates this super like luscious like blend of all of them. You got like funk and like goth music with like the vocals. You got, like some classic rock vibes in there. Yeah, soul music. There's like so much shit. Disco at one point. There's so much stuff that goes into this record, and it just makes for one of the most fun, like wild, and just creative records I've heard in 2020. I love it a lot.
Yeah. Jason, you want to say your feelings on this record?
All right. I'm kind of mixed. First impressions wise, I find it kind of exhausting to listen to all the way through, and it's only 36 minutes long.
Ignore me. I'm dancing. We're just dancing.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't like. I kind of there's a insignificance to like individual songs on this album, I guess. I feel like the sound is very consistent, which, is kind of what you want in music. But I also just kind of feel like, I don't know, it's hard to get attached to it. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. It does a lot of cool like voice modulation, and there's a lot of instruments. What are you
really
doing?
I'm jamming out. All right, I'm listening to Gospel for a New Century. It's like, because you got the fucking like wild, almost blown out horns on this track. You got the incredibly catchy bass line. You got that hook that's so good. I love the harmonized vocals at points. I love this track so much. It's such. I just feel like this record's such a creative combination of all of these interesting influences and elements, and I can definitely understand the criticism that's kind of one-dimensional, but for me, it only being like 36-ish minutes, I think really keeps everything together. And I do think there's enough variety throughout these tracks to really make individual ones stand out. Like on like the second track, Medicine Burn, you got these like wild, blown out guitars, or you got like the like I don't know how to describe it. You got like these like weird, like rich sounding horns. Like there's so many different instruments on Identity Trade that are just like they just combine, mesh together, and there's so much going on. Or you have like the like straight like almost rock ballad of Kerosene. And I just love the way he takes all of these genres and just like makes such a unique mix with all of them.
I think Tumor's vocals are idiosyncratic in nature, and I think that depending on who you are, they could either really add to the music, or they could kind of be a distraction as well. I don't know if you see that as well. Like they sometimes his vocals can kind of stick out like a sore thumb on some of the tracks. But I don't know. At the same, I'm like kind of torn. Like I feel like I need to listen to it more and more and more and get more acquainted with the songs and the sounds and everything to really feel like I have a super strong opinion about it. But I'm very mixed right now.
Yeah,
there's definitely his vocals are definitely kind of unique. I'd say they remind me a lot of like goth / emo stuff. With kind of, there's almost like a whiny quality to them in a way. But I think that because of the way he bends all these genres, it like works really well. Like he just slots in with his sound, I find. But
I don't know.
Brendan, you go.
So I like this album. I listened to it last year. Was trying to keep up with new albums last year. Is definitely one. It's a very unique album, I find. The tracks that I tend to like are ones that I think have more personality than the others. Ones that have like catchy hooks or like really, really cool instrumentation. I think that this album can run into the problem where at times there's like so much going on that it all just kind of muddles together. So tracks like Romanticist, which has this like very clear hook that really sticks out in your mind. I tend to like those tracks a lot more than some of the other tracks on this album.
That hook's so good.
It's really good.
Oh, that's where that disco influence comes in, because you kind of got those like disco like synths going on in the back, along with these like interesting, like they're just like they sound like sharp. I don't know how to describe them. They're almost piercing in the track, but like they work so well with everything. Yeah, I can definitely understand that the record is kind of busy at points, but I find that kind of cacophony of noise really works to its advantage a lot of the time. It just like, I don't know, it creates such a interesting vibe to me that I really end up fucking with it.
No, yeah, like there's definitely like there's some tracks that I really, really love, that like work out really well, I think. I don't know, like I said, Romanticist, Kerosene, I really enjoy. First track, Gospel for a New Century. But I don't know. I'm not just like in love with all of it. It's kind of my thing at the end of the day. As for the tracks I don't really like, there's just like not enough there. Sometimes perhaps there's too much there, and I think that's kind of the problem it runs into. I kind of wish, well, yeah, I think I wish that this record was like a bit cleaner overall. I think it would be.
You don't mean in terms of like production? You mean like, by cleaner you mean like more focused, I guess?
Yeah, more focused. Like the tracks like popping more, because there are some tracks here that pop. Like I said, Romanticist pops, but I don't find that every track really has that quality. What do you think?
I know something I was thinking about earlier is as I was listening to it, it almost feels like, despite how many like layers. Okay, this is gonna sound like really stupid, but despite how many layers there are in terms of like instrumentation, like background vocals, um, Tumor's vocals, it just kind of sounds like very flat. I don't know how to like explain that. It feels like everything is just kind of coming on the same layer, and I find that to be kind of overwhelming because like I feel like the instruments don't play on each other as much, but they just kind of like are playing alongside each other. So I feel like there's a lot there, but it's not it's not necessarily enjoyable for me to like take in. Because I don't want to minimize like the work that was put into this album. I think that the production quality is like incredible. Like the way these songs are put together is really good, but there's something about I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like the depth isn't there for me.
No, I totally understand. I feel like, are you talking about like the mix? Because I totally get
I
that
guess
with the
yes.
mix.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah.
I can see that. I think it's because a lot of the time he's kind of going for these almost like blown out sounds with a lot of the instruments. A lot of it can be kind of like overwhelming in that sense. It's it's weird because it doesn't quite sound like a rough, but it's very like it's clearly like recorded very loudly and like something was done with it, which I can understand. But I don't know. I kind of love that sound to it. I feel like for me, it just kind of adds to this really unique feel that the album has.
All right.
Yeah, I can totally like level with you and like understand why anyone. I think that anybody should go and try to listen to this album because it might be your favorite thing, or it might just be something that you're not really into. Um, but I think they're really it's definitely unique. Um, but that uniqueness like alone doesn't really do it for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I want to mention I've listened to Tumor's other projects, and I think that this one is probably is really good. I think all three albums are worth checking out, but definitely some bangers on Heaven to a Tortured Mind.
I personally think this is like for me this is easily his best record.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't listened to his debut, but I enjoy Safe in the Hands of Love, but it's like not my favorite thing ever. Like I don't know, he just hit an itch with this record that I didn't know I needed solved, you know.
Understandable. Is there any tracks that you do like, Jason?
I think I like Medicine Burn. I don't. There's like it's a kind of a repetitive song, but I just like I don't know when he says "and 600 teeth," man, it really just hits the spot. I find that kind of fun to listen to, and I know that what introduced me to this album was the single "Kerosene," because I'd had that in my playlist for a while, and I enjoyed it, so I wanted to check out the rest of the album. Yeah, I don't know, but overall, it's like I don't know. I definitely have to give it more time. I think, I want to give it more time, because I just feel like there's this like sameness to it all, and I want to get past that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I can. So we'll see.
I don't know. You can also just take singles from this album. I don't think anybody's gonna fault you for that.
Yeah.
Anybody want to say anything else? Do we want to get into scores?
Sure. This was a pretty quick discussion.
Yeah. I mean, there's not like a ton of depth to this album.
Yeah, I guess, well, lyrically, it's mostly like a love album, essentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the lyrics are about love or like wanting to be with someone. And I think it's very well written in that sense. I guess if you were looking for something deeper, it's not really that, but also I don't think it's trying to be that. It's just trying to be fun. and creative and weird. So yeah.
Hey, cool.
Yeah. Ratings. Do I want to go first?
Go for
Who do we
it.
want to start with? Okay.
Take it away, Joe.
I love this record. I think it's easily one of the best records of 2020. Just such incredible creativity on display on this album. There's like, there's all these songs are so incredibly catchy. I find myself coming back to it over and over again. And like, yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Check it out if you want some cool shit. I'd give this a 9 out of 10.
All right. I personally enjoy this record. I like the majority of the tracks. There are a couple tracks that I'm not the biggest fan on. Either they just don't do enough for me, really. But overall, I still enjoy it. I'm at like a 7 out of 10 on this album.
Cool. For me, this album, it's different, right? And I think that
Oh,
works
and different
to
is
its...
bad, huh? Sorry.
Jason hates minorities.
No. We're on TV. You can't say that.
For the record, Jason does not hate minorities.
No, I don't. I'm docking your pay.
Oh, fuck. Damn, dude.
Anyways, this album is all right. I think it would be doing it a major disservice to not like recommend that you try it out. I think that anybody who hasn't heard of Yves Tumor, or they have, should certainly just give it a try. See if you like it, because like Joe, it could end up being, one of your favorites. So to me, I think it's a little samey, but I'm definitely willing to give it another try. There are some standout moments. The mixing's a little weird, as we touched upon. I'm at like a 6.5, but I'd call that pending, because like I want to definitely give it more time.
Cool.
Wow. Fun
Nice.
times.
Nice and cool.
Speaking of Jason hating minorities, you want to tell us about the
my
movie you
goodness.
recommended this week?
Yeah.
Hey.
Jason's gonna give it like a 4 and
Oh,
it's gonna be a
no.
parent.
Gosh. The movie that I brought to the table this week is Moonlight, directed by Barry Jenkins. Controversial Oscar winner. Not, its Oscar winning was a controversial moment.
I don't think people were like upset that it won. It was
no, yeah.
What the fuck? How did they get it wrong?
Yeah.
So wrong.
Yes.
If you don't know what we're referencing, basically they got the fucking wrong card for the most important award at the 2016 Oscars.
It wasn't the wrong card. The announcer or whoever was announcing it literally just read the honorable mention instead.
But anyways, 2016 Best Picture. I think it's well deserved. It's a coming of age film of a black gay teenager or child teenager and adult that we're kind of looking at his life and growth, and how he deals with bullying due to his stature and his sexual orientation, and also how that interplays with his family situation, and just kind of a bunch of stuff like that. It's a coming of age film. It's the very definition of one, but it kind of takes very unique circumstances to apply to that situation, or to that genre rather.
It's interesting. I don't know if I didn't personally consider it a coming of age film. Like, I guess it is, but I think the way that it explores the main like ideas of sexuality and masculinity, I think, I guess maybe it's just like because of how strong those themes were, I didn't think of it as being a coming of age film. But yeah, what we think?
I've seen this film, I think, 3 or 4 times since it came out. I saw it in theaters during its original release, and I've cried every time. This is a sad film. It can be hard to watch, but I mean I love it a lot.
Which part do you cry at? Sorry.
I cry when he meets his mother at the end of the film.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just because like I guess like there's a reconciliation there where she obviously regrets her actions. And it's the struggle between him, not wanting to forgive her because she wasn't there for him when he needed her most. It's just like, I don't know. I just find it to be a very emotional culmination. And it also takes place like right after pretty much the climax of the film when
What you mean before?
Sorry.
Or wait, the
It
climax of
depends
the
on
film?
what you consider the climax of the film.
Yeah,
I don't know if it necessarily has a climax.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very interesting.
The climax of the
Second
Chiron, yeah, the second act, yeah,
Or second part.
which is very emotionally tumultuous. Tumultuous. But I don't know. Like I think at that moment I'm like already like upset and kind of sad, and that kind of hits me. I don't know.
It's interesting because the film almost got me when he's in the counselor's office and he just breaks down. That part is really, ooh, big sad.
But yeah. I just like this movie.
Yes.
All right.
I love how this film is shot. I think it looks gorgeous. It's basically the entire film is shot with a very shallow, like focus lens. So you get these very. It kind of, I think it does a lot to help emphasize specifically how the character's feeling most of the time. As he feels like closed off from other people and kind of the world a lot of the time. And I think it leads to like some of like the best cinematography I've seen in a film. Just like gorgeous shots. Everything at the beach is like incredibly beautiful. And I also love the use of colors. There's a lot of like blues and like kind of like I'd say like vibrant, almost like turquoise looking greens. That I think do a ton to complement the kind of feel of the film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Brendan, what did you think?
This film's good. A little bit of a controversial opinion there. I know, but just gotta come right out and say it.
All right, calm down. All right, Jesus.
No, I definitely like this film. I think it looks gorgeous. I think it's not necessarily like the most unique story, but it is a unique story, and the kind of framing in which it happens, I think, and sort of all these little factors that add in and make it really kind of a one-of-a-kind movie at the end of the day. It's got Janelle Monáe, so can't complain.
You think she's a better musician or actress?
Musician.
Musician.
Like, I mean, I think she's great in this film, but like, she's a better musician.
Listen to OK Computer by Janelle Monáe.
Yeah. Listen to OK Human by Weezer. Coming out soon.
Oh my god. Can't wait. But no, it's Dirty Computer. Janelle Monáe is great.
Of OK Human.
I actually couldn't remember what it was called. I knew it was like something OK Computer. I was like, yeah, OK Computer. No, but Dirty Computer is great. Make Me Feel is one of the greatest songs of all time, and you can fight me on that. But no, yeah, like Moonlight's really cool. It kind of gives you like a lot to think about over the course of its runtime, which is really nice. I don't I don't get like as emotional about this film as I feel like most people do, though. Like, I don't know, the third I like all parts of the film, but it feels kind of predictable, to me at least. Uh, at least like with what's going to happen in the third act and the second act and stuff like that. Once you see the first act, I should say.
I disagree. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that really is not predictable at all. Like I just don't see how it's predictable. I don't. What about it is predictable to you?
Like the main story beats. I mean, there's like story beats here and there. Like Kevin being bi, I didn't see that coming. But like him getting in a fight with Kevin, I saw that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Also, that
I mean-
part makes me cry. Sorry, just wanted to say that.
I mean, I can sort of get that, but I'd argue the way that happens is much more unique.
Yeah, no, like it's still unique, but I think
The way
as
that
I
all
was trying to say
things-
earlier, there's like things about the story that like aren't, you know, it's a story that's somewhat been done before, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Disagree a lot. I don't think a film has really explored like the way that this film explores its like main ideas of sexuality and masculinity. Don't think it's really been done in this way before.
I'm talking about the coming of age parts, not the theming.
Coming of age, I mean, like I guess sort of. Again, to me, that's such a minimal part of the story. That I don't. I mean, like I don't even really feel like that's.
I feel like it's pretty a major part. Like the whole thing with his mother is coming of age. Like that's the entire part of that film.
Mm, like I guess, sort of. I don't know. Again, the way it's handled, I think, is so much more unique to this film that like I don't have a problem with that at all. Um, like nothing about this film feels predictable to me,
All right.
especially with, like the setting and the way that it approaches these topics of him, like things like his home life and um, him becoming friends with a drug dealer. There's just so many aspects that do not feel predictable, like at all to me. Like I don't think anything in this film is really very predictable.
I don't know. I did want to say, I think all three actors that played Chiron did an extraordinary job.
Yeah.
I just think like they captured like very, very subtle growths in his character despite being three different people playing the same character.
I think also it's like they're all very believable. Like when you jump from one or when you jump from him being like 12 or whatever or 10 to him being like in his teens to him being an adult, like there's never a point where you think it's a different person, because the way, I mean, I guess sort of in the second to third act, but that's kind of purposeful.
Mm-hmm. And I think as the third act goes on, you recognize that character more and more.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he put on like a front, which he literally was wearing like fronts, and Kevin commented that like that was obviously like symbolism towards the fact that he was basically still in there. He was just shielding himself now.
Yeah.
As he was forced to do because of the relentless bullying he faced throughout his life.
Yeah. I think that's something that this film does really well, is how it, you like can very easily see how he like transforms into that person when he becomes an adult. I think that something that this film demonstrates very well is kind of like this this like pressure for like men to kind of be like tough and stuff like that, and why that happens to a lot of them. Yeah.
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 What else did I like? Like you said, the colors. It's pretty consistent color palette. Like I just think it's beautiful to look at. The music is nice. This like very,
It's very
it's limited,
yeah.
but this like shrilly kind of violin. I don't know. It's just like
Yeah, it's like mainly orchestral, and whenever you hear like other music, it's always diegetic,
mhm.
which I think it just gives it such an interesting like feel to it, um, in a way that other films that are kind of I don't know what I don't know how to describe this like style, this very like realistic style, if that you know
Yeah.
that kind of that like violin really gives certain moments this very uh interesting feel that I think doesn't often come up in like this type of movie. I don't know how to describe this type of movie where it's like in a similar way to like Taxi Driver where you're like following one character and it's like a character study on like that person. Um I don't know how to describe it. Just the soundtrack gives such an interesting feel to the film that I think a lot of types of films in this ballpark don't use. I think that really helps it stand out. Um, there's a lot of fantastic moments that are kind of accented by it, like him being him with who is it? Uh, a drug dealer man.
Juan.
Juan, yes.
Yeah.
When they're in like the ocean together, and he's helping him learn to like float on the water and stuff, and swim. That's I don't know. It's nice. It's kind of beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, I think those violins also kind of help. Uh, at least in that moment, help accent how important that is for the character. Since he doesn't have a dad, and he's only living with his mom at that point. Um, and just that relationship, what that relationship kind of means to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think I like this movie.
Wow.
I
Crazy.
yeah, I know. I'm one for risky opinions and all, so
Damn.
Wow.
Um, yeah, there's a ton of more. I mean, I also really like this movie.
I also like this movie.
we
I
like
Wow.
think
this movie
there's
here.
so many just like great moments. I absolutely love the third act because you can the way that uh the main character, wait, what's his name? Chiron?
Chiron. Yep.
Chiron. The way like in the third act that he goes from having like the shields up or whatever, this very tough persona to just like completely breaking down is like wonderful. I think the performances are great, especially in the second part. I feel like the performances are like amazing there. Um, those actors did real good,
They
you
sure
know.
did.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Mother does a real good job. She definitely
Yeah.
feels like she ages. Janelle Monáe doesn't feel like she ages, but that's okay because she's Janelle
It's,
Monáe.
She'll never age.
Nope.
I don't know what to say. It's good.
It is a good movie.
You just want to get to
Watch the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're gonna
the
stop
ratings.
just having dead space and give scores. I like this movie. It's a good movie. It looks very pretty. It's got a really, really interesting message. Really makes you go, 8 out of 10.
You go.
Oh, I go. Okay. Okay. Good movie. I'll give it a 9.5. Bada bing.
Whoa. I really love this film. I think the way that it approaches its topics, the ideas of like masculinity and sexuality are incredibly unique, and I feel like there hasn't really been a film that explores these ideas in this way. And just I love so much about it. I'd give it a 10. I think it's incredible.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in this week. Tune in next week, where we'll be reviewing Chaos Is Me by Orchid, as well as the film Wild Strawberries by Ingmar Bergman. Second Ingmar Bergman film on this podcast, so it's very exciting. We love Ingmar Bergman here.
We've done. I mean, we did.
We did give Persona very higher scores.
Yes, we also. I mean, well, I was just gonna say we reviewed like directors' like more. We've reviewed directors' films more than once.
Who?
We've
actually
done Rodriguez twice.
Oh, we did it twice in the same episode. That doesn't count.
Damn. Have we actually? I swear we have. I'll look through the movies we've done. And I'll probably. I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever.
I don't think so.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Go watch Moonlight.
Actually, wait. Have we done Jon Favreau twice? No. No, I don't think we have. This will be the first time. First director. All right.
Julio.
Have a good day.